Welcome to Take Two, the Rock 95 Morning Crew, the podcast. Greg, Bryan, and MJ. Although no Bryan this week. He's off on vacation. Mm-hmm. Staycation.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I asked him what he's doing. He's like, I might do this, but I might not. I'm like, okay.
He sent us a picture of a charcuterie board. That's his vacation.
That's his vacation. And the thing is, he doesn't even like charcuterie boards, so that's what makes it extra funny.
Well, they do take some time to put together. I mean, this was a large one, I guess, that his girlfriend put together.
It's beautiful.
And I would say this probably took a good hour, maybe two. To throw together.
It's beautiful, and he had the gall to complain about it. I'm like, does she want to come over to my house? Because I will show that woman the appreciation she deserves for that charcuterie board.
I want to bring up this because this has been bugging me. I nearly got in an accident yesterday.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of bring this up as a PSA because what I was doing was, and I to try to paint the picture of what happened here. There was a line of traffic on the road, and somebody was letting somebody in front of them so they can get out of a parking lot.
Yeah, like a busy driveway.
Yeah, busy driveway, which is... So let me just throw this out there. So if you were on Bayfield Street, for instance, and somebody was trying to get out of Red Lobster and turn left, and there's a lot of people that want to let people out because it's very hard to get out of any place on Bayfield Street and turn left. Yeah. I don't do that.
I don't turn left.
I'll do right and go...
I'll go 10 blocks out of my way to not turn left.
Exactly. I'll do the whole square and turn around. But if you're letting somebody through, my suggestion is don't. You think you're doing something nice, but the fact of the matter is you don't know what's going on in the lane beside you. And that's kind of what happened to me. It wasn't on Bayfield Street. It was a different road in Barrie. But I was in the other lane. I wasn't in the lane that was closest to the parking lot.
Yeah.
They were letting somebody out, and I was just sailing right through, and I didn't see anybody being let out. And they didn't have any caution. They just kind of pulled out in front of me, and I hit my brakes and nearly plowed right into them.
Yikes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've seen this more often than not happen where, you know, something like this happens and then you nearly get a collision, or sometimes you do get a collision. In fact, my sister-in-law crashed her car this way. Somebody was letting her into a street, but they weren't considering what was going on in the other lane. Just because you're letting them in doesn't mean somebody else can see them or will let them in. And then she totaled her car.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Really? So the car slammed into her?
Car slammed into her as she was turning left, and somebody was being nice and letting her in, but the other lane was just went right through and plowed into her.
Yikes.
And destroyed her car.
And it's not even necessarily that car's fault because they're just going about their business.
No, it's really...
Yeah, it's tough.
It feels like it's nobody's fault, but at the same time, it really is the person letting somebody through that's at fault here because you're waving somebody to say it's okay, and it's really not because you don't know what's going on in the other lane.
Right.
And this keeps happening. And ever since that accident, ever since my sister-in-law just destroyed her car and could have actually really injured herself or died, I've been kind of championing for this not to happen so people would stop letting people through. I don't let people through, and it's not because I'm mean.
Yeah.
It's not because I want to see you suffer in that parking lot and wait there forever. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want to cause an accident because I don't know what's going on. Unless both lanes are stopped, and me and the other lane are in agreement that you're going to go through, that's the only way I'll let you through.
And I'm sorry, we just don't have that kind of communication when it's split seconds on the road.
No.
Right? And I think we love to be like so nice on the roads, and I'm all good for giving a wave and stuff like that. But sometimes people forget the rules for sake of being nice.
Yes.
And it causes more frustration. Like, say when you're at a four-way stop or like even a stop sign when cars like, yeah, no, you can go. No, it's not my turn. If you may let me go, you are disrupting the flow of whose turn it is. Do you know what I mean? You're wrecking things, and that's causing more confusion.
Do you let anybody in at any time for anything?
Yeah, for example, what you were just saying, but if they're kind of signaling, you can tell when they're going right.
Right.
So
going right is fine.
And I can tell that they're going right. I'm like, okay, and you know, I'll let them in. Or if I'm at a red light and I start to slow and I see someone wants to go out, in that same situation, I'll do that, or I'll give person away.
And the majority, there's a lot of people that if they turn left, they'll go very, very slow. They'll inch their way out because they also know. But there are some people that
don't. They just think it's free reign.
Okay, you let me through. Everybody's going to let me through, and they peel out.
No,
And I came very close to destroying both our cars. Like it was a scary experience, and I'm like, boy,
that is very frightening.
Yeah,
and your heart just kind of jumps up into your throat.
Yeah,
so we're forgetting the rules, and we're being too nice.
Be careful. We got Craigslist coming up.
Craigslist.
All right, I only really have one thing for Craigslist as far as trending topics, because we were talking about Canada's Wonderland, and they have a new ride.
Yes, they do.
And you're very excited about this. Alpine Fury. We actually have Grace Peacock from Canada's Wonderland on the phone with us right now to tell us about this. This is a very exciting ride, and MJ is quite giddy about it. So if you could, Grace, could you paint us a picture of what we can expect with this new Canada's Wonderland roller coaster?
Well, this is a record-breaking launch coaster. It's going to be the longest, tallest, fastest launch coaster in Canada. And above and beyond that, it's also going to have the most inversions for a launch coaster in North America.
Now, is that when it goes upside down?
Yes.
Okay.
So twists and turns and flips and that sort of thing. If you've seen the video that's out, it looks like a wild ride. But the coolest thing, in my opinion, is that this is going to interact with Wonder Mountain. So everybody knows our centerpiece mountain in the middle of the park. This is going to launch you into the depths of the mountain and then blast you straight out the top, 50 meters in the sky, before you go on this crazy journey with all these flips and turns. So it'll be a lot of fun.
What makes the timing right for this this roller coaster to hit Canada's Wonderland next year?
Well, we're always looking to bring something new every year, but we can't do a big roller coaster each time, obviously. And we've got to consider our guests and our demographics. We've got families with little kids, so sometimes we have family rides coming in. Other times we've got a new water slide for the water park, but it's been a few years since we had a roller coaster. Last one was Yukon Striker in 2019. Yeah, 2019. That's right. Mm-hmm. And so it's time to get back to the thrill seekers and bring them a unique experience.
And this is a very unique experience because it's not your typical roller coaster, a launch roller coaster. I mean, there's a couple in Wonderland, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We have Backlot, and then the newest kids coaster, Snoopy's Racing Railway, is also
right. That is a launch coaster.
Yeah.
It's funny that qualifies as one.
A gentle launch, but I love it nonetheless. Yeah, what I love about the launch one is that, obviously you have you're stressed out where you're at the bottom getting ready to launch, but you don't have that giant drop at the top sort of thing, like when you go up a long time and then that pin in your stomach sort of feeling. That's a great thing about the launch coaster. You're just in it.
So you prefer a launch coaster over ones that
I'll go with both of them, but I love the idea of the launch coaster. That feeling you get right before you shoot to the top is amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
When Wonderland wraps up its season, is that when the construction just starts right away?
Oh no, it's happening all season long.
Oh, wow.
We started back in March. We did need to remove an attraction, Extreme Skyflyer, if you guys remember that one.
Yes.
So that had to come out because we needed the land there. And construction has been happening in a few places all season. We've had construction fences up, and I know guests have been very curious. We've been putting the footings and foundations down, rearranging some utilities. It's a pretty busy park, so we have to rearrange some things to make space for this beast, but it'll be a 14-month project in total. So we're aiming for spring next year.
Oh, that sounds exciting. So it's going through the mountain, so it's not going to affect, because Vortex also is around the mountain as well.
Yes,
right.
And Thunder Run and Wonder Mountain's Guardian. So there's already 3 roller coasters that interact with the mountain, and this is going to be the 4th. But they're not compromised. It's just going to be a little bit of an extra challenge for our cruise for.
You're making well use of that mountain, I tell you.
Yeah, we sure are.
My uncle tells me that he used to work construction, and he was one of the crew members that helped create the mountain. Not create it, but worked on it. Yeah, way back when, yeah.
Cool.
When it was just farm fields.
Yeah. I wonder if he wrote his initials in there somewhere.
Just carved it in. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, this sounds very exciting, and I can tell you're excited about it, too. This is going to be pretty epic, so.
Yeah, we'll have to get you guys out to ride.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll go and support MJ.
Hold your hand, you'll be fine.
Hey, when you get a funnel cake flavor that's new, I'm there. Thanks for taking the time to tell us about it, Grace.
Great, thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Listen to Craig, Bryan, and MJ, the Rock 95 Morning Crew on Barrie's Rock Station, Rock 95.